Alrighty, back at it for part 2. Dining car commotion. As I suspected, the dining car of the Momentary Express is quite popular with the passengers, and while we've been waiting patiently to be seated, I get the feeling we won't be eating anytime soon. The waiter recommended waiting out the mealtime rush on the observation deck located in the last car. I'm inclined to take his advice. Observation deck scenery. The view from the observation deck of the Momentary Express is simply breathtaking. The natural beauty of the land here is something one rarely encounters living in the heart of London. When I'm gazing out over the land, time simply seems to slow to a halt. Still, I mustn't allow myself to sit idly much longer. It's time to return to our investigation of the Elysian Box. Searching for Tom. While walking through the train, Luke and I encountered a lady by the name of Babette. This woman, large in both stature and character, was in a dreadful panic over her lost boy, Tom. It seems the tyke got away from her while she was distracted, leaving only a single shoe behind. Where could a child that small have wandered off to? That's where we've left off. And I missed one puzzle last chapter, apparently. If you find that missing boy, be sure to head straight to Babette's room to tell her. She's in car 6. Looks like no one's here right now. Let's check back later. Or back in this one with that where somebody never answers the door. Who was that? Excuse me, madam. Have you seen a small boy wandering around here? He would be missing a shoe. No, can't say that I have. I'd certainly remember if I had seen a shoeless little boy. I see. Well, thank you very... Oh, but while you're on the topic of shoes, maybe you should help out with a little predicament of my own. What? The shoe maze? Wait. Here's a maze that's made up of shoes. Your task is to travel from start to goal. You may only travel horizontally or vertically one space at a time, and you must alternate between left and right shoes every step. Also, you may not pass through any of the walls of the maze. Tap each space one at a time to highlight the path you want to take. If you take a misstep, you can deselect that space by tapping it again. Okay, so go from here to there, but I can only go in directions that are alternating. Okay. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Those are lefts. It's a trap. Right, left, 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 right. Ta-da! Submit.
Consider this puzzle solved.
Ta-da!
And there we have it.
That's more of a just keep your forward momentum sitch. That was fancy footwork. That was like a dance diagram. Well, color me surprised. You've got quite the noodle under that hat, don't you? If you ask me, trains are the only way to travel. Airplane is just another word for sardine can. This is our cabin again. I'm awfully surprised that a train as luxe as this one would have an insect problem. Ah, man, I am dog food. What's the matter, mister? What? Oh, hey. So, I snuck into my uncle's room and borrowed his camera, right? Thing is, then I dropped it. I've been here trying to find all the pieces for like an hour, but I've only found one. That's quite a predicament. Yeah, and if word gets out about this wrecked camera, I'm gonna get major flack from the boss man. Whoa, brain flash incoming. Dig this. I'm gonna give you this busted hunk of junk. You do with it what you want. Just get rid of the thing, will you? Okay, catch you on the flip side. What? Hey, come back here. You got garbage. So if we finish constructing the whole thing, we can get a reward, I guess? You got a squarish part. Used to rebuild the camera. Even if you get all the parts, I don't know if you can fix the camera. The camera icon's been added to the trunk. Here it is. Drag parts from the bin onto the top of the touchscreen into the camera to enlarge them. Once in this area, drag the selected part around to place it in the camera's body. Control the orientation and position of the parts within the camera by using the stylus. This is scary. Touch the center of the part to drag and move it. Rotate the part by tapping the edge. To fix the camera, gather all 10 missing parts and place them correctly so that no gaps remain. What happens when the camera is restored to working order? You'll just have to find out for yourself! Wow. Does it go there? Oh, it can be rotated right, so that's... gonna make it interesting, trying to parse where it goes. Although maybe it does just fit there? Because like there's an indent here, so maybe the background kind of indicates where it goes, so it seems to fit there. Anyway. We're not even close to being able to do these things. Just more reasons to poke around. I know you're itching to see what's behind that door, but you can't go backstage without a pass. What if we just took a really quick peek? No can do, little guy. You need a ticket to do that. I'll tell you what, your pal Sammy Thunder has a puzzle that'll take your mind off that door. Check it. What? An unknown number of people are riding a train. At the first station the train pulls into, 1/6 of the people on board get off. At the next station, 1/5 of the remaining passengers get off. On this manner continues so that the next stations 1/4 get off, 1/3 get off, and 1/2. Then at the final station, all the passengers remaining on the train exit as well. Assuming no one got on the train during the ride, was the fewest number of people that could have been riding on the train when it set out. 0? 1/6 of 0 is 0, 1/5 of 0 is 0, every fraction of 0 is 0, and then everyone gets off at the end, but everyone could still be 0. So the answer is 0, it's a trick question. That's why they're all fractions, right? Because fractions of 0 can still be expressed. You'd be like, yeah, totally, like half of them got off. I don't know, we'll see if they're thinking that or not. Guessing the logic of the puzzle is half the problem sometimes, we'll see.
Just leave it to me.
What? How is that wrong?
Looks like I botched that one.
Why is 0 wrong? I think 0 is correct. I think 0 is mathematically correct. Even if it's a bit of a smart-ass answer. And some of you, these questions are tricks. Oh well. 1/6. 1/5. If 1/6 of 6 people get off, then there are now 5 people. If 1/5 of 5 people get off, there are now 4 people. If 1/4 of 4 people get 5 people get off, 1/6 of 6 people becomes 5. 1/5 of 5 people becomes 4. 1/4 of 5, yeah. So it's 6, right? It's just one person's getting off because the fractions are descending by 1. Oops.
Let's see if this works.
I'm pretty sure 0 is still correct, though.
That was almost
So they should give me more points, actually. Good work if you assume the thing I said already. And that's how that one goes. Well, show's over now, so move it, will ya? If the folks in there find other passengers hanging around outside their door, I'm gonna get an earful. You wanted the special car. I get you, pal, but it's like I said before, no can do, it's rented out. If you ask me, trains are the only way... Sardines. Here we just kind of mash against every character and location we can because any of them might be a puzzle. And that's what we're here for. There's a lot fewer people here now. No doubt about it, the Monetary Express is the last word in luxury. Even the crystal is first rate. I'll say, look at this glass! Yes, its etching is quite impressive. Oh, and speaking of glasses, have you heard of this one, Luke? Number 9. What? The owner of a 4-star restaurant assigns a young waiter to the task of stacking glasses in a decorative way. Eager to please, the young waiter immediately draws 5 separate designs and shows them to the owner. The owner takes one glance at the designs and with a look of irritation turns to the boy and cries, "This design is preposterous. What were you thinking?" Which of the 5 designs is the owner talking about? Five separate designs. Is it an obscure definition of the word preposterous? Or is it just... Oh, it's D. This one's impossible. That's what they mean. In 2D, it looks like you can do it, but the actual cup has a rim, so this can't be inside of this. That's not how that works. They're not chairs, they're cups. So this rim would make it impossible for it to stack like this, so D.
Here goes. That was almost too easy.
And then the game explains my thought process that I already had. I don't need you, game. I did it. Nicely done, Luke. Now let's move away from the glass, shall we? It'd be all too easy to break it. I'm afraid of... Let's not be anywhere near basic food items. I'm terrified of them. What if they explode? Every glass here is etched with intricate patterns. Oopsie. What's this? Something's fallen behind those boxes. That's a hat. Child's hiding in here. It appears to be a cap of some sort, but I don't think I can reach it from here. Maybe the cat belongs to Tom. We certainly shouldn't rule out the possibility. Oh, hey! Since we're on the subject of caps, have you ever heard this one, Professor? This is why you're never going to save this child's life, because you're so busy having just the most intense ADHD. Have you heard about this one? Wow, I remember a puzzle about balloons. Anyway, the child's dead, starved to death. My bad. A preschool teacher has everyone in her class close their eyes. While none of the students were looking, she slips caps onto their heads and then said, "Okay, everyone, open your eyes and look at the hats of all your friends that all your friends are wearing. Whoever sees 4 or more people wearing red hats gets a red balloon, and whoever doesn't gets a blue balloon." In a class of 10 children, only some of the kids got a red balloon. Knowing this, how many kids went home with the red balloon? While none of the students were looking, she slipped caps onto their heads and said, "Okay, everyone, open your eyes and look around. Red hats." Did she slip hats onto everybody, but there were different colored hats? Like blue and red hats? Or is it just some people had red hats and other people had no hats? Slipped caps onto their heads and said, "Okay, everyone, open your eyes and look at the hats of your friends. Whoever sees 4 or more people wearing red hats gets a red balloon. Whoever doesn't gets a blue balloon." Only some kids got red balloons and other ones didn't. Okay, now I get it. So, 4 or more. Right? Yeah. So she put 4 caps on kids. 4 out of 10 kids were wearing caps. That meant that everybody who's not wearing a cap could see 4. And everyone who was wearing a cap could only see 3 because they were wearing one of them. And that's how you make it so that only some people would get them and other people wouldn't. If she put 5 caps on kids, then even the people wearing one would see 4. And everyone, if she put 3, then no one would see 4. So it has to be exactly 4. That's a decent writing interpretation thing. What?
Oh, my. This one is quite formidable.
Did I forget what the question was? A class of 10 children, only some of the kids got a red balloon. Knowing this, how many kids went home with a red balloon? Whoops! I forgot the question. I answered how many caps there were. So 6 people went home with balloons because of the 6 people that didn't have hats. Whoops.
And now to test my theory.
Sometimes I fully explain and solve the entire scenario, but then I just forget the actual phrasing of the question, so I don't actually answer it. Haha. I appreciate the work that goes into these, that they have like all these fully drawn pictures that are just for like the 1 second long solution screen half the time. There's a lot of art in these games for how quickly a lot of it goes by. Rats, I was sure I could stump you with that one. Better luck next time, Luke. For now, we better return to searching for that lost little boy. Oh, right. Yep, better get back to that. Now that you mention it, how do you suppose Tom managed to worm his way into such a little space? Good question. You got Tom's hat. You can find items you pick up in the professor's trunk. That's kind of interesting. I was just thinking about the fact that, like, technically challenges are posed specifically to either the professor or the kid. So they technically have like a competing score with each other of like who gets the most pick-a-rats, or more specifically who has lost the most points by answering questions incorrectly. Makes me kind of interested in the idea of doing like a co-op playthrough where based on who the question's actually presented to you, that person has to answer the question and the other person gets to just stare at them. You're like, don't you get it? But I think most of them don't explicitly get proposed to one of them. Either way, it would be kind of interesting to actually compare at the end of the game which of the 2 characters is, according to the game, actually clever and which one is actually fucking up the most. Right, not mysteries, items. Oh yeah, the hat. So we have 2. Oh yeah, these aren't even like interactive or anything, they're just kind of listed down here. It's kind of funny, it's a trunk, so you would think this is my inventory, right? And technically, there is. There's a little inventory all the way down here. That's it. And you can't interact with it, it's mostly a menu for everything else. Phew, that was bad, even for Mr. Beluga. You mean he always blows up at you like that? Well, you know, me or someone else on the staff, the boss can be real hard to please. That's awful. You guys shouldn't have to put up with him bullying you like that. Well, the boss does have a point. After all, he made this railway what it is. He always says that a first-class train deserves a first-class atmosphere. Heck, even the plates we use in the dining car are special order. The workmanship is amazing. Pick out the details on the back. Ooh, on your plate. The plate in front of you bears a mark made up of 2 nesting equilateral triangles. Can you puzzle out how many times bigger the large triangle is when compared to the smaller one? It's equilateral. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's see if this works.
Yep. Didn't really have to think about that one at all.
Cake.
Yep. I could just see the space of it. Well, yeah, that's how that fits. I've seen this shape 100 times before. Gosh, you really got an eye for that kind of thing. What exactly do you think Mr. Beluga... What exactly do you think Mr. Beluga doesn't like about these plates? You got me there. I guess rich people are just kind of fickle. Sometimes in the adult world, people express strong opinions that are seemingly selected at random just to sound distinguished and important. But it's noise. It's just noise. The boss can really bust my chops sometimes, but at the end of the day, I don't mind the job much. Well, we already found the hat. I don't think there's anything more for us to hear. Unlike the rest of the train, it's kind of dim and dreary here. I guess we found another piece of their clothing, but we didn't find them. I don't know, are they back here? Oh. I bet this wine costs an arm and a leg. The rose puzzle. Wow, that flower vase looks like it cost a chunk of change. It's true. Lovely decorations really do wonders for a room. That's doubly true for flowers. Tell me, Luke, what do you think of the flowers like these? I can't relate to these characters at all. Wow, that looks so expensive. I'm wide-eyed with wonderment about how expensive things look. And I'm like, I don't fucking care. I don't care how expensive something looks. It's not interesting. That doesn't make it more important feeling or anything. I don't know why anyone would be like this. It usually just feels garish or impractical or even, like, embarrassing. Now for something on the flowery side. Of 3 pictures labeled A, B, and C, one is actually the same as the picture on the far left. However, the image on the far left has had its contents flipped left to right, and its colors inverted and changed to black and white. Of A, B, and C, which picture is the same as the black and white picture on the far left? Geez, what's even different about them? Just the middle of the flowers, maybe? So it's inverted, so this is supposed to be black with a white core or yellow core. So it's these two. This one's already cancelled out. These both match. These both match. What's different between these two? 5, 3, 3. Oop, dot. This dot is not there, so it's A.
Just leave it to me.
Smile.
That was almost too easy.
I already know the answer. Nice job. Not all puzzles will be such a breeze, but let's keep moving for now. Baby boy. How can she sleep at a time like this? I imagine she tired herself out fretting over her child's disappearance. Come, Luke. The sooner we find the lad, the sooner we can put the poor lady at ease. Yeah, sure tuckered herself out when 1 second ago she was kicking us out of being able to eat somewhere. Oh, take a look at this, Professor. It's food scraps, if I'm not mistaken. Do you suppose Tom wandered into the kitchen to grab something to eat? Well, it is possible. Though if that's the case, the child is certainly lacking in the manners department. It's a pet. It's a dog. Babette doesn't seem like the type to travel light. Is the implication here she traveled with a portrait? Or not a portrait, but a painting? Gosh, this dress is big enough to be a bedspread. That's rude. It kind of looks like Starry Night. Wait. It's the same picture as that, isn't it? That might be Starry Night. It's hard to recognize when it's that small. I don't know. Audience, you can check. I'm not gonna remember. Ding. It's a very small size to shrink down Starry Night, given that it's Starry Night. Dude, did I put the gross food? No, I did not put the food scraps in my inventory. Oh. No. In moments like that, I'm very carefully rereading the message because I don't want to accidentally kick myself out and really screw myself. It's that. That's the dog. Oh. Is everything all right, miss? I'm just fine, thank you. Excuse me. Is that the little girl from last game? What did she look like? I think that might have been the girl that I saved last time. Oh yeah, it definitely is. Say, that lady seemed kind of familiar. Does that lady seem kind of familiar to you? Yes. Now that you mention it, something about her did seem rather familiar. Welcome aboard, sirs. May I interest you in a refreshing beverage or a scrumptious snack? Sorry, but we're searching for a small child. Have you seen a young boy wandering by himself around here? A little boy, huh? Nope, sorry, mister, but that doesn't ring any bells. Ooh, what happened? Did he get lost in the train? Yes, unfortunately. We haven't been able to track down the missing tot. You know, I probably shouldn't spread rumors, but hey, I got nothing else to do. You know there's a weird old lady staying in this car? What if she kidnapped a little one and had him stowed away in her room? I know it's probably not true, but what if? She's just so bizarro, I can't help thinking that. But I'd get in trouble for spreading rumors about patrons, so forget I said anything, okay? Strange older lady, huh? I wonder if we've seen her around. Your guess is as good as mine, Luke. But it certainly does make you wonder. Yes, famously, old women are inherently suspicious when you see them roaming. Oh, there's the witch. Hello there, sonny boys. Ever get all knock-kneed and goosebumpy from a terrifyingly hard puzzle? Well, have no fear. The beautiful and clairvoyant Granny Riddleton stands before you, ready to help. I should have known. Who else could this tiny house belong to? Hey, wait a second. What are you doing here anyway? So, you've heard of me, eh, Shorty? Good to know. I'm still a hit with the youngins. What do you mean? Of course I've heard of you. We've met before, remember? Nope. I suppose you've got the wrong granny, boy. Never seen you before. But you're here now, so that means you want to hear my spiel, yeah, right? Not really. Oh, no need to be so modest. Allow me to thank you for visiting me by bestowing a little tidbit of information on you. My specialty, you see, is puzzles. Puzzles people forget about? Puzzles people miss? Surely you boys have had a few of those, eh? No need to turn red, it happens to the best of puzzlers. What I do, you see, is I take those poor lost little puzzles and I invite them to come stay with me. Imagine any puzzle you left behind have found their way to my hut as well, if you want to say hello. If my hut is empty, then you clever lads will just have to go out there and find some more puzzles. Now why don't you take a peek inside the hut to see what's there? Because we missed at least one puzzle last chapter. Pictures and poison. Two men, known here as 1 and 2, are playing a strange game. First, both men must put their empty pitchers on the table. Next, a judge brings a pitcher filled with purple poison and places it on either spot A or spot B. The judge then starts shifting the poison from one pitcher to any adjacent pitcher over and over. After moving the liquid 55 times, the owner of the poison-filled pitcher must drink the contents. If you were the judge and secretly wanted 1 to win, would you place the poison-filled pitcher down in spot A or B? Okay. To any adjacent pitcher. But if there's 3 pitchers in a row, don't you have more freedom there? I guess not really. You're always going to an outside pitcher, then the inside pitcher over and over again. Okay, so if you put it in A, then it goes into 1 on odd, then back on even, then 1, then even, odd, even, odd, even, odd. And if you put it here, it's that one. So if you want 1 to win, you're trying to kill 2. So every odd number from here would be hitting 2, so it's B.
Here goes.
Then how big the number doesn't matter. It just matters if it's even or odd.
That was almost too easy.
Too easy.
Yep, there's the description. There you go. I've defeated Riddleton's shack.
The puzzles packed in that hut are the ones you left unsolved. Take a peek for yourself.
No. I'm too strong. Bye-bye. That's the same room. You have a funny head. You can't just say that if someone else has meant hat. I meant hair, but I started saying a word that started with H, and I'm like, I can't, I'm fucked. I can't say hair. A funny hair isn't grammatical. Everyone just ignore me.
Oh, a passenger. Sorry, sir. I didn't mean to get in the way of you using the deck.
You're not a passenger, too.
Nah, I'm just the mechanic on this train. I ride along with her in case something goes funny. But as you might figure, she's as smooth as butter. Makes my job pretty easy. In fact, I got so much free time I started making up puzzles. Want to take one for a test drive?
Oh my god. What am I looking at? Okay. After years of bad business, a local zoo has finally run out of money and to feed its animals. Belly is rumbling with days with no food. The animals make a plan to escape their zoo. It's time for the video game Ape Out. After prying open the bars on their rusted cages, all the animals attempt to find their way through the maze-like walls of the zoo to the exit. Tap the picture of each animal you think made it safely out of the zoo, and then tap submit to answer. Just remember, an animal shows its true colors in the wild. What? Okay, let's reread this. After prying open the bars of the rusted cages, the animals attempt to find their way through the maze like animals do. Tap the picture of each animal you think might make it. Tap the picture of each animal you think made it safely out of the zoo, and then hit. Okay. Okay, so it's not about finding a route for all of them necessarily, it's... the point is that they're hungry, so they're probably eating each other. The question is whether or not you can even get out of the maze with them. This is the exit here. Yeah. For some reason, the stylus is really off on this. So this is how you go without even making a single choice. So this is all a dead end. Giraffe can go this way. I think the giraffe might be trapped and incapable of leaving no matter what. This lion cuts it off around. Put a T for trapped, I guess. Back off, I'll take you on. It's strong, I'll take on anyone. Okay, so the rabbit can reach this, but is the rabbit gonna get killed by the lion? I think the rabbit gets killed by the lion, unless you're supposed to assume that it makes it based on distance or something, but that seems too complicated. So the lion will make it, because he can go this way. Boop. Tiger. Tiger looks trapped. Yeah. Tiger can't go anywhere. That's sad. Gator, trapped in this side, trapped here. Okay. If I'm saying this right, the panda and the gator are completely trapped. Huh. I didn't like accidentally draw over anything? No? Just the lion makes it out,
And
I
now
believe.
to test my theory.
That's sad. They're all gonna die.
And there we have it.
Just a story of all the animals dying. It's tragic.
Hey, what's the big idea? Don't you know it's hard to pass time with puzzles when you solve them that fast? Don't suppose you got anything on the train's gonna break, do you? Dying for something to do.
Okay. I imagine that now that that one girl from the last game showed up, that the one car I've never been able to go to is probably accessible now. Mainly because there's not really anything else happening right now, so that's probably the change that happened. Was he here a minute ago? I thought he was gone. Excuse me, sir. Have you seen a little boy wandering around with only one shoe? Oh, I don't believe so. Come to think of it, a couple who was just here were talking about a child. Interesting. Do you have any idea where you might find this couple now, my good man? I believe they were staying in the 4th car, sir. Might I recommend paying them a visit? A wonderful suggestion. Thank you for your assistance. Come along, Luke. Let's go drop in on the couple on the 4th car. Yeah, I think he was gone. I think he reappeared after I finished exploring. So far, the gameplay is mostly just you zigzagging up and down the entire train back and forth each chapter. Oh, it's the yelling lady. That was yelling. Let's see. It's always nice to have light around. This piece fits perfectly with the room's decor. Ah, handmade items are such a luxury.
Whoa there, young fellow. You're in the wrong room. My wife and I are staying here.
Dreadfully sorry to intrude, sir, but we are searching for a lost little one. Did you happen to see or hear anything pertaining to this? Oh, sweetie, I think they might be talking about that darling cutie pie who just passed by, remember?
Oh, yes, he was a cute one, he was. Small and very clever looking, I'd say.
So you did see Tom, then? He's been missing a while now.
Eh? Didn't know whether he was a girl or a boy, truth be told. Tom's a right nice name, though.
Oh, pish-posh, dear. I'd bet my best mall walkers it was a girl who passed by our room.
Yes, now that you mention it, I have a feeling that scamp might be a girl. But until you stick a ribbon on its head, who can really tell, eh? Yeah, it's a dog.
Now I'm all turned around. I don't have the faintest idea who we're talking about anymore. Oh, he means a dog, and she means the girl that we ran into a minute ago. Which is not a child. What? I hate to say it, but it looks like this hot lead just turned cold, Professor. On the contrary, Luke. We may have just stumbled onto some extremely valuable information. What do you mean, Professor? You'll see. First, let's return to the scene of Tom's disappearance. What if there's a puzzle? I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help to you. It was nice talking with you folks, though. Let me give you a puzzle for the road. This is inherently framed as being a reward structure in this universe, while also sometimes being a test. Eight people are playing an unusual communication game. In this game, one person has to get a message across to 7 other people. It takes 1 minute to pass along the message, and each time the message is spoken, it can only have one recipient. Using these rules, what's the shortest amount of time in minutes for the message to pass to all 7 other players? Okay, so you tell one person, but then you two tell 2 people, And then now 4 people know it, so you tell it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. 3 minutes. Oopsie.
This should do the trick.
Easy. That one was really easy.
A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
Yep, and there's the diagram. But each time, twice as many people know. So everyone can tell the next set of people. Yes, sirree, that's the answer. Pair of sharp tacks, the two of you are. I'm downright impressed. Still, don't get your hopes about finding the little one. He could be anywhere. Don't get your hopes up? Why? We're on a train. Goodness, listen to my husband. Sometimes he can be a little negative without realizing it. I, for one, am rooting for you. Best of luck finding that little one. Why did you have that? It's the button part. You know, for the button. There's no real reason to ever tinker with these things as you get them. You might as well just wait till the whole thing's done, but slightly satisfying to go through and, like, put them in each time. There it goes, upside down. There's the button. He just talks with her arms a lot. Inspector. Tell me, are you any closer to uncovering the whereabouts of the missing child? You two are still flipping over furniture to find that tag, huh? Do you mean to say that the child has been found? No, not at all. What I'm saying is that the child is no longer on this train. I've asked everyone on board, but no one gave an answer that suggested they'd seen the lad. This led me to the conclusion that the poor child either got off earlier or fell from the train. Fell off? Yes, it's entirely plausible given the way children love to run amok. When you combine that with their oversized heads, you've got yourself a recipe for disaster. I'll contact the railway police at the next station, so feel free to give up on your search. Just a moment, Inspector. The windows on this train are mounted high, and every exit is manned. Given the situation, don't you think it's unlikely a child could have made it off the train unnoticed? There's literally a back car that's open air. Doesn't seem that unreasonable. Alright, I'll humor you. So tell me, Layton, where do you think this elusive ankle biter got off to? That I can't say. Something tells me they've made a rather large misassumption. A rather large misassumption here. Oi, there's just no reasoning with you. Fine, keep playing detective. Nothing will come of it, I tell you. Okay. I know you want to search for child, but what if you did nothing and just didn't help? And then child dead? What's on your mind, my boy? You look distracted. It's hard to put my finger on why, but I feel like someone's been watching us for a while. You too, then. I've been feeling the same sensation myself. You think that someone might be tailing us? That sounds extremely hard to do on a linear hallway train where you double back constantly. It's certainly possible. Keep an eye out for anything unusual. Oh, shoe. Huh? This looks like one of Tom's shoes, doesn't it, Professor? It certainly does. But the strange thing is that it's for the same foot as the shoe we found earlier. Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. So it is. Aha. Yeah, it is a pet. They have two left shoes and 2 right shoes. So then, Tom must be... Luke, I do believe we both made a faulty assumption. What exactly do you mean? We called for a moment the events that have unfolded thus far. Let's see. We found a tiny shoe on the floor. That's right. A shoe small enough for a baby. And then there was a cap we found in the kitchen. But it was lodged in such a tiny corner, I don't know how Tom could have wormed his way back there. Correct. In order to get back there, Tom would have to be no more than half your size. Now that you mention it, I don't think I've seen any boys younger than myself on the train. That was my impression as well, which is why I began to consider a different line of thought. Luke, what if you and I have already seen Tom about and didn't know it? You see, all the while we've been searching for Tom, we've assumed that he's a small boy. Probably a cat, actually, knowing how literal the names often are in these games. Tom Cat. But what if that assumption proves false? What if we've been wrong from the start? I think I see what you're getting at, Professor. The second shoe was the same in every way as the first shoe, including which foot it was for. If that strange pair of shoes means what I think it does, then Tom must be... Is it a puzzle? Yep. Oh, but it's not really a puzzle relevant to actually having to solve what Tom is. It's immediately obvious that Tom's a dog. Professor Layton has a feeling that Tom may not be the child we suspect him to be. Move the L-shaped pieces around and arrange them into the plus shape at the middle of the board the way that sheds some light on top. Okay, this is stupid. Thought it was gonna be a deduction puzzle, but instead it's just like, it's a fucking sliding tile puzzle. Not entirely a sliding tile puzzle. This will take a bit, but I will get there. Let's see, I can permanently stash one of you down there. Oh, that means I should have stashed that one in the corner too, to make the next part easier. I can't necessarily just leave them in corners either. I think this will get stuck pretty quickly. Yep, alright. This is gonna get annoying. I don't want to do this immediately. We're so annoyingly close, but this one's on the wrong side. I really dislike these kinds of puzzles. I really like all the ones where I solve something. I deduce a thingy. I just wiggle a bunch of cubes around a bunch of times until they finally fit the right shape. Ugh, fuck. Oh, it's counting my moves.
Here goes.
The suspense of that doesn't work anymore when it was activated by me being right, because you can't be wrong. Tom is a dog! You recall the girl we saw holding a small dog. I suspect that small dog was our friend Tom. If we track down that girl, we'll find Tom. Here we go. Bing. This is our room, too. Guess I had not clicked exactly there. This is the room they were vacant from, so that, I guess that isn't her room then. So I guess I probably just run back and forth until this character materializes. Well, if it isn't the famous Mr. Layton, dashing about like he knows something I don't. I was just about to head over to Babette's and inform her that her child is no longer aboard the train. Inspector, we are mere moments away from discovering Tom's location. Might I ask you to give us just a bit longer to finish our search? Still don't want to face the truth, eh, Layton? Fine, since you're so intent on it. And seeing how Babette is napping right now, I'll wait a little longer. But mind you, the moment she wakes up, I'm taking my findings to her, got it? If you want to prove yourself right, bring the boy back before that. Understood. I plan to do just that, Inspector. We better find the girl with the dog as quickly as we can. He's just here to be the rube. That's his whole character. Hello. Also, knowing now that it's a small dog instead of a child, it feels even more likely that the dog could have escaped via the back railing and fallen off the train. That's very dangerous. But on the other side, it'd be very hard for the dog to go through so many doors. Hey, looky here. You guys have solved at least 12 puzzles. I applaud you. Heartily. I can't see how I could dislike a couple of can-do go-getters like yourselves. Let's be pals, eh? Right, there's characters that are like create a barrier based on how many puzzles you've done. Is this the granny car? Okay. I was gonna say, like, he can't block you that hard. I'm guessing that he stops you from continuing the story if you haven't successfully solved 12 puzzles. I've solved 23 apparently. And so they divert you to the granny car to find any that you've missed. Nope, that's not the answer. Whew, this one's gonna weigh heavy on my mind, I tell you. Now, what's with you two? What can I do you for? We're looking for a young lady with a small dog. Have you seen anyone fitting that description? Yeah, I remember something like that pass by. Was headed to the back of the train, I think. Thank you very much. We'll just be on our way. Now hold it right there, Top Hat. I see how it is. Get old Grousley to answer your question and then scoot off without a word. I told you what you wanted to know, so the way I figure, you should at least lend a fella a hand. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't realize you needed our help. How may we be of service? There's this puzzle that's been on my mind for ages now. Maybe you'll have better luck with it. You want to try? Whoa! 30. A man sitting next to you on the train shows you a picture he's drawn. Let's say this picture has a total area of 10. Can you figure out how much of it is made up of clouds compared to that area that's made up of sky? Don't think you need to guess the answer. There's a definite method you can use to work this out. How much of the area is sky versus clouds? Huh. So input answer is sky, clouds. Yeah, blue, white. Blue, white. There's a definite way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this, you can tell. There's a definite way. So there's a grid of nails, so you can tell what the grid of the 10 squares is. 5 on top, 5 on bottom. It looks like... Drawing straight lines is hard. Good. Good. It looks like there's individual squares that just match each other. So if I draw this, it'll probably be easier to tell which ones are which. I know it's this one and this one are the same, but mirrored. And these ones are mirrored. Alright, so, A, I guess. B. Are these... No. C. D. Okay, so these match into each other. And then there's two blue squares. And these white squares stack on each other, so that's one full... 1, 2, 3, 4 full squares of white, which would leave these ones being blue. So there's 6 squares of blue and 4 squares of white.
Consider this puzzle solved.
Whoa!
A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
I'm chock full of picarets.
Ah, and that's how you do it. You've got quite a head on your shoulders, don't you? Now, as to that girl you were asking about, she's probably on the observation deck behind me.
Let's put the next piece together. Oh, there we go. It's the flash. Yeah, that makes sense. It's kind of fun to tinker with it. It's just because it's elaborate looking. The clues we've uncovered during our search have led me to believe that Tom might actually be a dog, not a small child as we had presumed originally. Thinking on it, I seem to recall a girl walking about the train with a dog in her arms. I tend to find her and confirm my suspicions. Just feel the need to clear the notification, basically, so I might as well just read it, I guess. I think that until I get to the next chapter or something, that Granny's useless. I don't know if she always tells you when she finds more.
Excuse me.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hey, it's you!
Yes, I had the sneaking suspicion that it was you who was tailing us.
Flora, what are you doing here?
I'm sorry. It's just... Well, you see, I just didn't want to be all alone again.
Professor?
What lies ahead could be dangerous.
Huh?
That's why you'll have to be extra careful. All right?
Yep.
Oh, he's the dog we saw earlier. Quick, grab him. The fact that the dog was practically being held over the rail at the back of the train only heightens my suspicions. And it's such a small dog. He could have just gotten right through the gate. This is so dangerous. He was in the one specific place where he was the most in danger. Bork. Well, I'll be. Tom wasn't a boy at all. Oh ho, right you are, Luke. Now let's get him back to his owner. Oh, you meant not a human boy. It doesn't. I thought you just gendered the dog. I'm like, why? Oh, I suppose I'll just be going now. Don't be ridiculous. Come along now. We're on a train. What are you talking about? Now we have 3 characters. The Professor, Luke, and Flora decide to bring Tom back to his owner, Babette. It's very funny that he was like, don't get sidetracked now, we gotta solve the death box puzzle. Then immediately we're on the longest possible tangent of just completely irrelevant stuff. Flora's tailing us, but it's not suspicious. It's just the person from the last game is here. Very long distraction trying to figure out what to do there. Chasing a dog around, blah, blah, blah. Oh, thank heavens you're all right, my sweet little Tommy boy. I've missed you so. Yep. This is Tom. We were under the impression that we were searching for a boy, not a mutt with the fancy haircut. How dare you compare my darling Tommykins to some common street mongrel? Lost dogs are no matter for Scotland Yard. The next time he goes missing, find him yourself. Blimey, some folks haven't an ounce of sense. Come on, Barton. We've got a real case to solve.
You got it, Inspector?
Don't you walk away from me. I'm not done talking about your atrocious manners. Well, enough of that. Welcome back, sweetie. Where did my little Tommykins run off to today? He's such a darling that I feared someone might have kidnapped him and been holding him for ransom. Perhaps we should keep Flora's involvement in Tom's disappearance under wraps. Good idea, my boy. Beep. I do believe a reward is in order. Here, I know it's quite, generous, but I insist. A new hamster toy. I hear we'll be making a stop in a quaint village by the name of Dropstone. How much longer until we get there, Professor? I'm not entirely sure, but waiting here won't make the time pass faster. Let's rest while we wait. Boom. Killed Tom. Nope. Go back to our quarters and take a nap. Or play a fun board game, or I don't know, whatevs. Alright, meow, now that you're waking up, do you have a puzzle? Nope. I know it's quite the gift, but you rescued my sweet boy, so I insist you keep it. Hamster. Penthouse. Your hamster is attracted to this adorable little house when it's within 3 spaces of him, but he always ignores it and heads towards nearby apple if the choice exists. As the hamster's favorite snack, when he comes within 3 spaces of it, he walks towards it and ignores all the items around him. So there's a weird priority system to figure out eventually, okay? But no reason to optimize yet because there's only so much... There's not much to do yet.
Got any snacks around here? Don't hold out on me.
Oh, next level is 8. I was gonna say we're gonna hit 8 really quickly, and there's clearly a large inventory up top. Okay, no, he destroys the house. I thought the house would stay there and he'd go in it. And then maybe you could lure him towards the house. Then he'd go to the next item near the house, then go back to the house, and you could, like, do a loop of sorts. But so far, the only rule is that he prioritizes the apple over the house, but nothing else yet. So, not much strategy to apply yet. And if he consumes the item every time, then there's no way of making him reach that goal, obviously. I was startled to discover that the young girl carrying little Tom was none other than Flora. Though I've consented to Flora accompanying Luke and myself in our little investigation, I still worry that this may expose her to some unknown danger. But there's no time to dwell on that. Babette needs to know that her boy is alive and well. I don't know why I'm reading all those. They feel just as skippable as most of the end of puzzle screens, but I feel like on some level it's worth, like, just being sure I haven't, like, randomly forgotten a plot point, even though it's not that complicated yet. Say, Flora, where have you been hiding all this time? Well, until I found that little dog, I'd just been relaxing in my room. Really? You've got your own room? Sure I do. It's the middle one on the third car. Wow! You do know that's the room right next to ours, don't you? You were just a wall away from us, and I never so much as suspected you were there. It would seem that my powers of observation are a bit rusty. How are you going to completely chronicle the entire population of this train when 2/3 of every car's doors are closed? It's just intrusive. Eek! I'm not going to shriek. My word. Why has the train stopped? What's going on?
Samuel, you dolt. What'd you do this time?
Hey, boss man, chill out. There's a down train, like, just sitting on the track. Wait until we can move that thing out of the way. Not going anywhere, man.
And you get your rear end gear and move it now. I won't have your laziness tarnishing the voluntary brand.
I'm just the MC. Shouldn't we get someone a little more, gear-headed to handle this? Besides, train cars are heavy, man. How am I supposed to move it?
I will not hear your excuses, especially for a layabout conductor who barely earns his keep. I don't care how you do it, just get it done.
Okay, I'll give it a shot. Just turn it down a notch, Uncle.
Uncle? I might be your uncle, but I'm also president of this railway, and I demand you address me as such.
Okay. Alright, sure. Whatever you say, Mr. President. Oop. Wow, looking at it again, it sure is a stunning train. They're so just amazed by this train. They cannot sell us less on how amazing this train is.
Ugh. I'm too nice to that indolent, scruffy nephew of mine. All the louse does is complain.
Going over here, I guess. Oop. What seems to be the problem here? Oh, sorry, Mr. Passenger. See, there's this giganto freight train parked on the track, and it's blocking our way. Clearing the track is gonna take some time, so just, sit back with something fizzy and wait. I see. Can I lend you a hand? For real? Ah, yeah, that'd be way helpful. You think you could find a way to move the train blocking the tracks so we can, get a move on?
Step aside now. We're not going anywhere until that train moves off the track. Until we get this car out of the way, the Voluntary Express isn't going anywhere.
Puzzle. Swap the positions of the two trains along the tracks. Move the cars one at a time and make sure that the numbers by the side of the track match the numbers in each car. Okay. Okay, so this one has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and that was supposed to be 1, 2, 3. So on top of being able to get them past each other by just putting them in dead ends and so on, I also have to be able to make sure they're facing the correct direction. Oh. Okay. I did not expect this to work like that. Particularly the part where they can be moved individually like that. Ta-da!
And now to test my theory. A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
Alright, well that was easy. Hopefully we should be able to continue our journey now.
Yep, I reckon we're good here. Just give me a sec. We'll be up and running again.
Are we done, or... Oh, we're gone. I thought there'd be more time spent, like, exploring the area a little bit for puzzles, so I'm a little startled by it kicking me out immediately. We're finally moving again! It shouldn't be too much longer before we arrive in Dropstone. I wonder if we'll find any useful information there. I hope so. I mean, it's just funny because that was just like, that was so much art for one puzzle, functionally, because it was just, it wasn't exactly a plot point necessarily, at least not yet. So we just did a ton of, there was so much art just for what was functionally just a little, swap these pieces around puzzle. Because it was just all the environmental puzzle in the game, all the environmental art around us in the game, outside of just the puzzle itself, was all in service of just making that one puzzle happen. Oh, we finished a chapter, it looks like, and I missed a puzzle. I'm good at video games. That's 3D. You can't trick me. I'm not falling it off. I'm not falling for this. It doesn't matter. Welcome to Dropstone. 50th anniversary of Dropstone? Like the town's only 50 years old? It's kind of a surreal concept to be in a town that even is that young. Chapter 2, the country village of Dropstone. I have no idea how many chapters there are. That sudden stop back there did a number on our brakes, so we're stopping here for repairs. Oh, the one where you got surprised by the other train. I'm like, why'd you stop so fast then? We got at least 3 hours till we'll be ready to roll, so why don't you catch the local sights? Capital idea. Besides, who knows what information we might stumble upon in the village? That'd be a remarkable coincidence if the place where you happen to get stranded for repairs is where the mystery information was. We have as little plan as possible, basically, to investigate what we're actually here for. I tell you, man, this sleepy little farming place is like the chillest place on earth. The boss is wandering around the village, and so is that inspector dude. The village is celebrating its 50th anniversary right now, so I bet there's tons of stuff to do. If I weren't stuck working, I'd definitely go check it out myself. So the village was founded only 50 years ago. It's quite young for a settlement in these parts. And it's so peaceful here, I really can't believe we'll find any clues about the Elysian box. Oh, I wouldn't be so sure of that, Luke. Remember, one of the first rules of puzzle solving is that the answer is often in the unlikeliest of places. Of course you're right. I'll be sure to keep my eyes peeled for clues, Professor. It's fine. I don't actually care. It's not like I'm mad or anything. This isn't actually a complaint, but it's just very funny to me because I'm just like, that's just not how investigating things works. What if we checked Antarctica? That seems unlikely. We should check the most unlikely places. That's how you investigate things. I'm like, what? Follow some kind of line of thought. Look at this poster of a train, Professor. Yes, it's quite lovely, Luke. But there is something quite odd about the picture. Huh? What do you mean, Professor? Ooh? Train stations are especially a good place for dramatic farewells, aren't they? Below is a picture of a man and woman bidding each other a tearful goodbye. Somewhere within this picture is a single unrealistic detail. Find and circle the unusual area. Tearful farewell. Man. Woman. Dog? Small person with backpack that looks like a funny cartoon character? That seems unrealistic. Person with hat. Scarf. Guard? Bag? Lamps? Moon? Something's unrealistic in this picture. Crescent moon behind the clouds, so it's nighttime, right? Moon lights are on. That seems to all match up. It looks like snow. Kind of hard to make out the picture. I think that's hair and scarf. That might be a hat. Is it that the window opens? Probably not. Train stations. A single unrealistic detail. What is our... Maybe it stands out like crazy? I don't know. But I don't... Am I supposed to be like, dogs aren't allowed at a train station? He doesn't have a leash. I don't... The dog? I'm just gonna guess for a second. I don't get it.
I'm stumped.
I might need to use a hint coin on this one. Just because what? What? Man. Uniform. Pants. Is it unrealistic to have lamps next to a train station? I don't know. I might need a hint. I don't understand what we're talking about here. Hint 1, there's nothing wrong with the dog? Thanks, buddy. I know. Okay, well, give me an actual hint. The moon hanging in the sky and the lamppost are as fine as is. Oh, and don't bother searching the man in the foreground of the picture either. All it does is say things not to hit. These aren't really good hints, if I'm being honest. They're just counting out things to look at. So it's not the dog, it's not the moon, it's not the sky, it's not the lamppost, and it's not the guy in the front. It's not this guy, or any of this, or the dog. It's something here, I guess. Unrealistic. I don't know what the... I was hoping a hint would be like... A hint. Like, what's the genre of the problem? Like, what is it along the lines of? The detail you're searching for has to do with the train car. Once you've spotted it, you're sure to shout, "There's no way you could move it like that." Are you saying there's no wheels? I don't... Let's see, there's no way you could move it like that? Oh, the fucking window. Yeah. It's a slide. He slid the window upward, and there's no room for this window to slide like that.
Let's see if this works.
That's on me.
That was almost too easy.
On some level, though, it's like the perspective could be off, and it's like, what if it was just like folding up behind it or something? I don't know. Anyway. Good eye. I don't know if it was a very good eye, because I didn't find it. Oh, right there. That was the odd section. Oh, right, we have two of them. Oop. Oh, what is this? I have to attach this part for cables or something, maybe? Kind of looks like it goes in here. Yeah, it looks like it fits there. Okay, we're finding camera pieces pretty quickly. A short while ago, the train came to a sudden and rather alarming stop to avoid crashing into another train lying abandoned on the track. Our train is currently parked in a quaint country village called Dropstone. The town is on the midst of celebrating the 50th anniversary of its founding, and the whole place is bustling with activity. With a while to go before our departure, I've decided to use our free time to search the village for leads to the deletion box. Womp womp. Yeah, I totally missed what I was looking for in that puzzle. That was kind of tough.
Well, Mr. Layton, how are you enjoying your time here in Dropstone?
It's been delightful. Every once in a while, it's nice to leave the city and enjoy the countryside. The air is so clean and fresh, and I'm so jealous of the people who get to live out here.
I couldn't have put it better myself. There's something about this place that makes you feel like a new man.
And with the village celebrating its 50th anniversary today, our timing couldn't be better. Come to think of it, your Momentary Express turned 50 this year, didn't it? Quite the coincidence.
Yes, indeed it did. Sheer coincidence, of course.
Why are you framing it like an evil scheme? Oh, they were both made 50 years ago, okay? Why would that be a secret connection? It's just such a strange thing. Still, it could have been fun to celebrate your train's anniversary here at the festival.
Well, we already have a grand 50th anniversary celebration planned at an exclusive venue in London.
Oh, is that so? Well, I'm sure your party will be on par with the excellence of your train.
Yes, and on that note, I'm afraid I'll have to excuse myself. Good day, Mr. Layton.
Good day to you, Mr. Beluga.
My, it's already been a year since she passed. Time truly does just fly by.
She? Who do you think he was talking about, Professor? I haven't the foggiest, Luke. I'm amused by that immediately. We just don't really hear from the third character that's with us. She's just like silently just watching these scenes. Oh my god.
Oh, hello! Fancy seeing you ladies. Me?
Laddies.
They booted me off the train until they fix it. And if you're after a few puzzles to pass the time, just take a few and peek inside my shack of wonders. I'll be here until I can get back on the train, so just come by if you get a hankering for a puzzle.
Well, she doesn't have any puzzles. Luke's big dinner. Oops. Now, Luke, are you sure you can really eat all of that? You put in quite an order there.
No sweat, Professor. I'll clean my plate and still have room for more.
It's no wonder the professor is concerned, as Luke's order cost twice what the professor's did. Below you can see all the items Luke and the Professor Layton ordered, as well as the price of each item. Touch the price for each of the items that are part of Luke's order. Luke's order cost twice the professor's. Okay. 8 plus 12 is 20. 14 plus 16 is 30. Those combine to be 50. Plus 25. Let's see. 17 plus 30. 17 plus 13 is 30. So 30, 60, 70, 80, 105. Did I do it wrong? So click on all the ones that are Luke's order. Is it supposed to be exactly twice as much? Fourteen plus 16 is 30. 13 plus 17 is 30. So 50, 80, 105. Total is 105. You can't... Oh, right. Because we're not dividing by 2. One is double the other one, so that means that the professor spent 1/3 and Luke spent 2/3. It's probably intervals of 15. $105 is, let's see, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 7 times 15. That means that it's... The professor is 7 times 5, and Luke is 7 times 10. So it's 70 and 35. Oops. Okay. So Luke has to have exactly 70. Probably ordered half of the drinks. That's the most expensive item, so maybe he ordered that. I don't know, this is arbitrary. Let's see. So 30, 40, 55. This is 30, that's 55. I need to get 15 more, right? 60, 70. Move those. So 70 minus 25 is 45, so we need to pick 3 things that add up to 45. And we can think about it in terms of 3 items and their relationship to 15. So minus 3 plus 2 plus 1. 19, 15, plus 30, 45. Yeah.
This should do the trick. And there we have it.
Whoa! I figured out just from the offset that, like, whatever it was, I was pretty sure they would theme it so that Layton got coffee and Luke got the crazy, intense dessert drink. Everything else was more in the air. But it looks like Luke got a big old steak and, like, fried food and so on, and Layton had a salad and some nice little sandwiches. I think this technically means that they never ate this whole time somehow. I mean, they technically canonically did, but I never got the scene of them eating when that was the point of them trying to get the table. Yep, that's a bench. Sure is, benchy. So many hint coins. Wow. That takes me back outside.
Uh-huh. And who do we have here? Visitors from out of town.
Indeed we are.
We were traveling on the Military Express. We've stopped here for repairs. If you're here for repairs, I bet I know where you're headed. I don't know why he's talking like this.
Oh, really? What do you mean, sir?
Hmm? Oh, just thinking out loud, yep. Just chatting with myself, forget about it. Say, you notice the festival that's running today on the Dropstone? Today marks the 50th year since the founding of our village. Make sure you get in on the fun. Can you believe this weather? Really is the perfect day for a festival. I'm in such a good mood, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you a puzzle I've been saving for a special occasion.
Cube halves. Oh my. Below are 4 halves of 4 separate cubes. Each of the halves is shaped so that when fitted with an identically shaped piece, these 2 halves form a whole cube. However, one piece below fails to meet those requirements and doesn't form a cube when joined with another identical piece. Circle the odd piece out from the choices through, A through D below. A and B should be fine. On C, it looks like the top part in the bottom corner, like it matches that negative space. I think C is wrong. A and B are pretty straightforward because they're so simple, but you have to think more about how the symmetry works with C and D. If I take a second piece of D and just flip it over, the long part would perfectly slot into that crevice. As I like rotate like this way around. Like imagine the second one being there, this would go here just fine. But if I rotate this guy, if I rolled over a second piece, this triangle would be trying to go here, not there. So I believe C is not correct. I don't know why you have to draw a circle when all of the ones I've done lately, you just click on the letter next to it. Like it's just a strangely inconsistent input. It seems like you'd either always use the circle system as like a expression that you're like sticking to throughout your game, or you would specifically make it consistent that like you circle things when you're letting it be super ambiguous what the inputs are, but if you're just picking something from a list, you just click on it. So I don't know what, I just find that strange that they keep having me click on the letters, but then here they want me to circle it, even though it's like, what, am I gonna circle it wrong?
And now to to test my theory. And there we have it.
I'm smart. The end. Ignore all the times I'm wrong or slow.
She just breezed through that. My best puzzle. I didn't even see that coming. Oh, we're talking puzzles. Have you ever heard about the mysterious puzzle collecting lady? I heard she gathers and stores all the lost puzzles of the world. How she does it is a conundrum wrapped up in enigma stuffed mystery, or, you know, a mysdendrum. Sometimes I think about how full of mystery the world is, and it blows my mind.
That's nice. I'm gonna go inside the reef house now. No, I'm not. Is this fair food? I could really go for something fried. What? Oh, is this supposed to be food? This is berries. Oh, fair food, not is this food fair? I was like, is this fair food? It's fair food. It's like from the event of a fair. Most of the festivities seem to be taking place over there. Like, is this supposed to be food? I actually genuinely can't tell what I'm looking at right here. It just seems like some pots or something. And this is a plant. Yay! There are even more booths set up over there. Most of the festivities seem to be taking place over there. Wow! Look at all the stuff there is to do. I've never been to a real-life festival before. It's wonderful. Oh, that's right, Flora. I'd forgotten how you grew up in that one little village. Well, now's your chance to make up for lost time. Let's explore. That's a great idea. Where should we go first? Ooh, let's go look at that booth over there. I want to see what they've got. Wait for me. You two watch where you're running, or you're liable to crash into something. That's definitely the villain, right? The guy from the last game that's just the bad guy all the time, the Moriarty of this series or whatever. This is funny because it's like we're kind of reckoning with what I thought was always figured was going to come up that was going to be weird about this series, is that the first game, it was seemingly set up to like, wow, this village sure is weird. They sure love their puzzles, this weird little village. But then I'm like, well, the series is going to be about these kinds of puzzles forever, right? But the next game isn't going to be about this village, right? So immediately the idea that that village was so strange and quirky is kind of going to go out the window, because the whole world has to be so wacky and full of puzzles, because otherwise they would have to stop being Professor Layton games. Or they'd have to genuinely be about completely circumstantial puzzles. Like the puzzles would all be about would have to be all about solving an actual problem in the world in order to proceed, as opposed to being like, wow, here's some wacky puzzles because I like puzzles, man. But they don't want to change that, so everyone just is a puzzle freak out here too. Bunch of puzzle perverts is what they are. Look at all the fruits and veggies in this cart. It probably belongs to the person running that little stand. Oh, it looks like one of the wheels is dented. That must make it difficult to move much. Yeah, I bet it's a real pain. Oh, but you know, that reminds me of a puzzle about a busted wheel. Touch. In the back of the train yard, there's an old warped wheel lying on the ground. As shown below, a star is pointing to its axle. While no longer functional, the wheel is interesting because, when rolled on a flat surface, its axle traces a funny pattern if you look at it from the side. Of the few diagrams below, which one depicts the actual path of the axle? Huh. It'd flip over and down. I think it's A. Because, yeah, it's not What's interesting is that the curve, the corner that's above the axle is not equidistant to it. Like the left and right parts get closer and the top part gets further away. So you'd have a weird little shitty little thump when you when it tries to roll over that. Then you have to once again have another big long arc of it going around. That's what this little guy is. And nothing else really recreates that, I don't think, so it's just A.
Here goes.
Whoa!
Layton's apprentice strikes again.
That's right, Luke. You sure figured that one out fast. If you've got puzzles, I've got answers. I'm impressed that you knew a puzzle like that. I've never heard that one before. Well, I need to know a few to run with you two. I'm surprised you know a puzzle like that, being from the puzzle village with all the puzzle perverts. There are so many things to buy. Now, what local delicacies do we have here?
We're doing some top secret festival prep back here, so you can't come in yet, okay?
What are you doing prep for? You had 50 years to plan this, and you're still prepping? Sounds suspicious to me. It would seem that Dropstone is still rather young. No comments on the balloons. Head to the right next.
Hey there, fellow. I'm in a real bind here. Help an old gal out, will you?
What seems to be the problem, madam?
My sweet little bird fell down a hole in the ground here. I want to help the poor thing, but I just can't reach her. Do you have any ideas?
I believe there's something we can try. Trapped bird. That's a lot of points. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, no. Laurel's poor little bird has fallen down a long, winding hole in the ground. In front of the bird are 3 paths labeled A, B, and C. Which tunnel should the bird take in order to make it back above ground? Okay, snake bad. Don't go that way. Boop, that loops around to this. Generally speaking, it's just easiest to solve these backwards. Oop, I went backwards double, didn't I? So this goes around here and gets to here, which is the same spot. Oh, I missed this spot. Okay, so B.
Consider this puzzle
Most solves are easy. Most puzzles are easier. Bleh, most mazes are easier to solve if you just look at them
leaves no
backwards.
puzzle unsolved.
Easy peasy. Don't go to the snake. Snake bad. But if you solve it backwards, you don't even have to consider the snake, so it's just not really relevant.
There's my little birdie. I was worried she'd be stuck down there forever. I wish I had some way of thanking you properly. Oh, I know. Here, you can have this tea set, these lovely herbs. Take 'em, I insist.
Oh, that's a new minigame. Is that all of them? Is my trunk full now? Oasis leaf. Brisk berry. Bell tart seed. To access the... Add multiple doses of an herb to increase that herb's effect on the tea. Why do I want to mix teas, though? What does that do? Combine the ingredients you've gathered to make a variety of delectable teas. Tea ingredients currently in your possession can be found in the box shown on the touchscreen. Yeah. Tap an ingredient to learn its name and the properties it can give your tea. When you're ready to make tea, tap the ingredients you want to use and drag them to the teapot. You need to place 3 ingredients in the teapot before you can start brewing your tea. Keep in mind that you can use more than one of the same herb in your concoctions. Once you've put the third ingredient in the teapot, the lid next to it will start to wiggle. Place the lid on top of the teapot to start brewing your tea. If your creation turns out tasty, the recipe will be added to your list of teas. You can check it. While viewing your list of teas, tap a teacup to see the tea's name and characteristics. Once you find a tea you like, tap and serve to give Luke and Layton a taste of what you made. There are 12 recipes in all. Discover them all to unlock a neat bonus. Okay, so we're just hunting for all the combinations. Refreshing and purifying, sweet, revitalizing and restoring, sour, great for the skin. Okay. Bell Classic. Oh, it's a little sour and a little sweet. Yum. I certainly have to tip my hat to this tea's drinkability. I imagine it would be delicious. I certainly have to tip my hat to this tea's drinkability. I imagine it would be delicious cold as well. And since it's nice and light, I bet just about anyone would be happy to have a cup. Yes. I myself am partial to its lovely fruity aftertaste. Okay. 3 Oasis leaves. Let's see what that does. Does that work? What are the rules? What makes a tea good or bad? Or valid or not? Golly gee, dang. I put a lot of the same ingredient, but all it made was a boring one-note tea. The real beauty of tea is the way different flavors come together. Try using a variety of ingredients. But they do specify you can use more than one of the same type. No one ever should be obliged to drink tea this rank. Dang. What if it was really sweet, though? No. Anyway, let's have a tea. A classic tea with the added twist of bell tart seed. The special ingredient imparts a unique flavor. I have no idea how you're supposed to deduce what all the 12 combinations are, unless it's just, I was gonna say, unless it's every combination of 3 you can possibly make, but they specify that you can do more than one of the same type, which means that must be correct sometimes too. Do you brute force this puzzle? It's not really a puzzle then. I wonder. Right, it's the same description. Anyway, that sure exists. It's a small house, but it has a wonderful charm to it. Tree? Look at this crazy-looking tree, Professor. It's all warped. With a structure like that, it must be quite old. I wonder how long it's been here. Oh, Luke. A little conversation reminded me of a puzzle I know. Care to hear it? Sure. The country road you see here is lined with a single straight row of trees, each planted at a different time and each different distance from its neighbor. Of the 5 trees labeled A through E here, which 2 trees have the greatest distance between them? Study the diagram carefully and draw a line between the letters of the 2 trees you've chosen. What? Which 2 trees have the greatest distance between them? A and E. They're on opposite ends. Duh.
Here goes.
Was... yeah. They wanted me to obsess over the gaps between each pair, I guess, and then be like, "Hang on a minute. That's stupid." It's just stupid. Perhaps I should have prepared something a bit more challenging for you, Luke. We'll see. Well, we'll save that for next time. For now, let's continue our walk about the village. New hamster toy. Alright, what does this one do? The tiny stump attracts the hamster if he's within 3 spaces of it. However, if the apple is also within 3 spaces, the hamster always goes to the apple instead. Okay. I wonder if there's a trick here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. I wonder if he'll get here and then redirect to the apple instead. That'd be interesting. Then it'd be here. 1, 2, 3. House. And 1, 2, 3. Let's see how this behaves. I might be able to get to 8 depending on how it works. The question is how the AI actually processes the stuff. Nope. Okay, well it's still gonna do them all, so it's fine. But it seems that I can't. Okay. I thought that you could make him redirect to the apple once he becomes within 3 spaces of it, but it doesn't seem the case. That doesn't seem to work.
But if I exercise,
9 steps though.
me hungrier.
But yeah, if you can't do tricks like that, then I think if you can't do tricks like that, and also every item is always destroyed, there's no strategy yet. You just need to put them all in a breadcrumb trail across the map that are 3 apart from each other. Because you can't do anything clever as far as I can tell. I think it's only once the board is too crowded that you need to then optimize by being aware of which things he'll prioritize, because it'll be too crowded for you to have a clean distinction of him always only having one objective nearby. Because functionally this is the same solution. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or even like down here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Same thing, 9. Alright, so now the goal is 14. I guess he leveled up? What's 4 mean? Slug. Is that what level he is? Is it how far he'll walk?
I'm not so good at moving and stuff.
Womp. Okay, so the leveling up did not increase his distance. I don't think it did anything, it just gave us a higher goal. But I don't think unless I cleared it like too quickly and didn't process what it was, I don't think accomplishing our goal did anything. It just made us have a higher goal now. So I guess it's just meant to make it feel like we're achieving something throughout the game. Because giving us the final goal at the beginning would just be like, well, but I can't do that. I only got an apple. And then you'd feel hopeless and never look at it again. Maybe.
Oh, hello there, you two. You sure have excellent timing. See, I'm trying to wrap these flowers I grew to give to a friend. I've got a green thumb when it comes to plants, but I'm all thumbs when it comes to wrapping. Help an old gal out, would you?
It's a wrap. In order to wrap the flower just like the leftmost drawing, how should you begin your wrapping? Tap A, B, C, or D. Okay, so it's a distinction of whether you should start curling on the green side or the white side. And I guess the other distinction is just whether or not it's flipped. something feels off. It feels like you should be curling this corner and not this part of the corner. So I'm having trouble processing that. But like green is on top, right? This is a little hard to reason out. But yeah, green's on top. And I guess you'd curl the white part then? Let's find out, I guess.
This puzzle solved.
Okay. It was that straightforward?
And there we have it.
I felt insane. I'm like, it still looks weird. It's hard to reason how the shape gets from there to there exactly when curving like that.
Well, that's about the finest rapid job I've ever seen. You sure saved me a heap of trouble.
Getting really rapid hamster toys.
The tidbits for you. I'm sure you know the basics of brewing, yes. Putting 1 scoop of each of the 3 ingredients I gave you makes a lovely Bell Classic tea. However, there's a lot of room for experimenting. For example, try brewing 2 parts brisk berry and 1 part something else. Get it right, you'll make a sweet, crisp tea that's just wonderful. If you happen to pick up some more tea ingredients, try creating some infusions of your own. There's a whole world of complex flavors waiting to be discovered. You just need to find them.
Oop, I somehow clicked on the tree and my inventory at the same time. Dropstone's natural beauty is really quite amazing, don't you agree? So 2 brisk and then the other one maybe? Let's find out. Yep.
Delicious. I just love how sweet this tea is, Professor. Well, it is a bit too sweet for me, but I understand why so many children enjoy it. I think I could drink a whole pot of this stuff. Just watch me. Ha ha ha. You've got quite the sweet tooth, Luke. Just try not to drink it too fast.
Why not? Flower. These charming little flowers attract the hamster if he's within 3 spaces of one, though he likes apples even more. They just... all of them just say that? It's just the same rule every... Like, this is not getting any more complicated or interesting. It's just he will always prioritize the apple. Okay? Sure.
Aw, come on! I'm tired!
Why does the hamster talk? Like, I don't know if I'm missing a rule, but I don't think I'm missing a clue here. I think it's just... there's just nothing going on with this one. Like, it's not like that, like, putting the camera together is so deep either, but it's just... this one implies more depth with how much reading you do across all the descriptions, and I'm just like, what am I missing here? Help? Help? I'm feeling less than my best. Will you make a tea with oasis leaf, briskberry, and bell tart seed? Okay. I guess sometimes he feels ill and needs me to save him, I guess? This is splendid, Luke. This is truly a testament to the restorative powers of tea. Alright. Oh, and it gives you a hint. Oh, there was a... no! There was a hint coin in the teacup? That's bad. Oh, 1 out of 26. So there's like 26 requests that will happen at some point, I guess. Okay. And that gives me hint coins. Sure. That's a system. He could have choked on that coin, though. That would have been bad.